Hi, I'm Mark from the Help Desk, and today I'm going to teach you how to exchange your hard drive on a Dell Optiplex 390. Before exchanging the hard drive on your Optiplex 390, first make sure everything is powered off and unplugged from the wall. Once that's done, we're ready to pop off the side and get into the machine. On top of the machine, in the back left corner, you'll see a lever. Simply pull this up and pull the whole side up. Now, at the front of your machine, you'll see your CD drive. Underneath your CD drive is your hard drive. So if you look to the back of your CD drive, there'll be a blue tab. Push this down and pull the CD drive out. You can keep it plugged in, but just set it to the side for now. Now that we've removed the CD drive, we can see the case that the hard drive's in. To the side of the case, there's a blue tab with a hole the size for a finger. If you put your finger in there and push it back towards the back of the computer, it will unlock the cage that your hard drive's in, and you'll be able to pull it out. Now that we have the cage out of the machine, you'll see that the hard drive is actually inside a chassis inside the cage. There'll be two blue tabs at the end of the chassis. Push them inward and pull out. Now we see the hard drive and the chassis pulled out of the cage. At the end will be two plugs, a multicolored plug which runs to the power supply, and a blue plug which runs to the motherboard. Pay attention to how these are plugged in, as they'll need to be plugged into the new hard drive in the exact same way, and that's the only way they're able to be plugged in. Remove both plugs, and it'll free your hard drive. Now that you have your hard drive and your chassis out, you can peel back the sides of the chassis and it'll unpop from the hard drive and your hard drive will be set free. Now bring in the new hard drive. Before we put the new hard drive back in the chassis, make sure the side of the hard drive with the connectors is facing the side of the chassis with the two tabs. Once it is, you'll see that the chassis has 4 metal pieces in each corner, which will pop in to 4 holes in each corner of the hard drive. Snap these back in. Just like that. Now that the hard drive is snapped back into the chassis, we can put the chassis back inside the cage. Make sure the tabs are coming out of the open part of the cage, and we can slide it right back in. Push the tabs in so that the chassis goes all the way back in the cage, and release. Now that it's back in the cage, we can plug in the cords that we already unplugged from the end of the hard drive. Now that the plugs are plugged back in, we can put the cage back in the machine. First, notice that this screw here will come up through the lock-unlock section of your slider. Also, these two tabs off the back of the cage will go onto these two screws popping out on the side of the machine. Make sure your back screws touch or go in first, and then the screw through your slider comes right through easily. Now slide your slider back towards the front of the computer to lock it in place. Now that the cage is back in the machine, we can put the CD drive back in place. Start with the CD drive almost even with the front of the machine and then push forward. That snaps it right back into place. Now that the CD drive is plugged back into the machine, we can put the cover back on. Keep the lever on the same side of the computer as the CD drive and the hard drive. On the other side of the case, we'll find 4 tabs. These 4 tabs will match with the 4 holes on the side of the machine. Put these tabs in the holes first, and then simply push down the other side to snap it back into place. Congratulations! You just exchanged a hard drive on a Dell Optiplex 390.